I'm Jooya from Jooya Teaching Resources, and welcome to tonight's video. There's been a few different things weird. Facebook's done a few changes, and I'm not sure what things are looking like, and I'm not sure if my logo, which I had to mirror so that things are right for me, might be wrong for you, or if it's actually going live. So we will soon find out. As I said, I apologize for all those things, and if you're watching on YouTube, hopefully I've edited all this bit out. But anyway, we're talking about playing games in the music classroom and why you'd want to do that. Look, recently, like we're in halfway through our school year at the moment, and normally I don't pull out the games I don't normally pull them out this early, but the end of last term we had a few different things that were happening where I had very few students in the classroom for a variety of reasons. Some of it was because most of them, I had a lot of students away because they had maybe the flu or COVID, or that there was other things happening in the school, which meant I didn't have many kids in the classroom, like we have all sorts of other things that happen in school. You know what it's like. So I didn't have many kids, and sometimes it's not worth actually starting or doing going on with your normal program, and you don't want to punish the kids that are there. So you give there's a few things. And the thing I hate doing is just go, okay, we're just going to do a prac lesson. And then they sit there on their phone. It's like, no, that's not going to happen. So what I've taken to and recently is to play good old bingo, music bingo. And you know what? It doesn't matter how old the kids are, they still love playing it. And I was playing it with, my grade 7 classes, as well as my 9s and 10s. The kids are actually really enjoying it. And there was a couple of times where I had to combine classes with a few different people, like kids that were not music kids, and we still played the game and they still loved it. And it was fun because, as long as you've got a good supply of prizes, mine's always lollipops, then they don't mind doing that. So let's get this party started, so to speak. And we will talk about why you want to do this. So slideshow and from the beginning. So 5 reasons why you'd want to play games in the music classroom. Pretty simple, actually. So welcome. As I said, I'm going to talk about the 5 reasons that you want to play games in the music classroom. And I'm going to talk about a particular bingo game that I've got that I still use. And I made a copy for myself years ago, and I'll talk about that even longer, but why it still works. Sometimes old school stuff just works. So what are some of the reasons why you'd want to play in the first place? Okay, first one, it helps to reinforce the learning. Now, I was looking actually I was doing a few updates on my TPT store, and I was noticing that one of the comments from one of the lovely people who bought my actual games bundle, they were saying that it just reinforces the learning, and that her kids in particular learned so much more when they were playing games than they did if she was trying to actually just communicate things to her kids and just, direct teaching, so to speak. And she said, her kids learnt so much more by playing the games. And that is one of the best things that you can actually do. So that's one of the things. It reinforces the learning. So it makes it more fun. It makes it easier. And as I tell you, my kids, for example, my year 9s and 10s, we were doing duration. Their note reading and their rhythm reading was terrible. And we'd been doing a lot of desk drumming in the classroom. And then I was playing this music bingo, and they were recognizing and calling the symbols the correct thing. And I was like, yes, they've actually learned something from, reinforcing it. So seeing something in a different situation. So, you're using it here and using it here makes a big difference. So it reinforces what the learning you were actually doing in the classroom. That's a major benefit. Second one, it's fun. It's fun. And what other reason do you need than it just to be fun? Like, why not? Why does everything have to be serious? It's just fun. And sometimes it's just fun for the teacher as much as it is for the students. And I said, I love playing these games because it's a nice, easy lesson. The third one, it's a really good reward lesson for your students. So they're still doing something. So we all have those lessons, all those times when we need to have a bit of downtime, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But also to reward our kids. If you've had a pretty big time, doing a lot of assessments, for example, or you've just done a big show and they've done their performance, and you just need a nice simple lesson as a reward, okay, this is a fantastic one. And the kids, they might go, oh, I don't want to do this, but I tell you what, they get into it and they love it. Next one, it's a great class building activity to encourage skills such as gamesmanship. Now, I'm sure that you, like me, in your classroom, you've got kids in that classroom who actually need to develop those skills of gamesmanship and those skills of taking turns, those skills of not being the winner all the time, those skills of making sure that everybody has a go. That's the, honestly, if nothing else, that is a really amazing skill and amazing reason just to play games in the classroom, because it develops those skills, those soft skills, those other things that we all need as human beings. It's a fantastic thing, and it's a great class building activity, especially the bingo. You'd be surprised. Sometimes I have kids who play together. Sometimes they play in a group. It's up to you how you want to play it, but those gamesmanship skills are fantastic. And the last one, sometimes it's just an easy lesson for you when you are tired and you don't really want to do too much else. Pull out the game and go, we're going to play this today, kids, because sometimes you just need a game, especially if you're playing bingo, where it's backsides on seats and everybody's doing the same thing and it's not chaotic and there's not instruments going everywhere. You're not having to do this left, right, and center. And I tell you what, the kids love it. You love it. They win stuff. They have fun. You have an easy lesson. They're still learning. Why not? Why not? And I said, that is one of the best reasons. And this one, I sometimes just go to it and I go, okay, guys, we're going to do this for this so much, we're going to do so much of a lesson now. And then the second half of the lesson, we're going to do this. And they still love it. I said, I've even played this with my older students, my year 12 students. Don't do it very often. I've got an instrument bingo one that actually has sounds, which I do quite often because it really helps them listen to the sounds and identify instruments really easily. But I tell you what, they love playing the games. They do. So what games can you play in the classroom? Well, my favourite one is this one, music symbol bingo. Okay, this is my favourite one. And I'm going to show you some, I've got resources here. I printed off. Now, I have a set that I have used in my classroom for probably about 10 years. Now, before that, when I first started teaching, I did a lot of casual teaching. And that meant that I had to, sometimes there wasn't anything left for me to do. So casual as in substitute teaching. So I always had a game, my own set of music symbol bingo with me. Now, that one, I had literally got cardboard and drew a 9 grid because it was easier to do, because I hand drew every single symbol that I needed on the game cards. But I tell you what, it got me through a lot of lessons. I tell you what, it was awesome. So what's included, if you actually get this one, you'll see this little video. So hopefully this will play. So this is the thing, you get 30 game player cards, and you can see I've printed, for this particular one, I've printed 2 to a page. And I decided that because that way you can make it smaller. So I will just show you. If you print 2 to a page, they end up this size. Okay, they end up that size, which is a really good size. All right, which is fantastic size to actually play. Makes it really easy and simple, but you don't have to print them that little. You could obviously print them much bigger. So you get the 30 game cards. Oops. The other thing is you get the other thing is the large caller cards. Okay, now these can be used for lots and lots of things. Sorry, I've got to put it under my chin, but you can see here again in this video that there's 30 game cards. Now, again, these are 2 to a page. You could print them bigger, but I suggest that you don't. Just print them as is. And I find that this is a good enough size that obviously print and laminate. These aren't laminated because it's much easier to see at the moment. But when I'm playing the game and I literally shuffle them under the desk, and I pull out the card and I go, okay, oh, you can't even see it. There's our first one. Okay, or this one, which is, and I call it, oh, sorry, you can't see it. I call it the hat. Okay, so that's a minim rest or a half note rest. Okay, 2 beats of silence. And the kids actually, that reinforcement all the time, those caller cards are really, really helpful. I'll give you a hint. When you get the kids that are close to winning a game, you tell them and warn them and say, look, when you've only got 2 or 3 that you might be able to win, okay, let me know. And then I actually shuffle them under my desk. And then I'll say to the one child, I'll go around the room and say, okay, tell me when to stop. And when they tell me when to stop, I go, stop shuffling. I go, okay, it's a pair of quavers. And then that way they don't think I'm cheating, because sometimes they think that, you know, you're letting certain people win, which you're not. But, you know, kids are kids. So the other thing that's included is this. Now, this is only a recent one. So if you actually already have this game, the bingo game, you might want to re-download it to get this. Now, this was thanks to my daughter dragging me to Drag Queen Bingo in Nashville in 2018. So I went to the TPT conference, and I took my daughter with me. She doesn't do Teachers Pay Teachers, but I didn't want to travel on my own. Anyway, she said, come on, Mum, we're going to Drag Queen Bingo. I was like, are you kidding me? Anyway, I did learn a few things from Drag Queen Bingo. Things like, obviously you can play bingo where you get 5 in a row, whether it be horizontal, vertical, or diagonal. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, we can do that. But to make it more interesting, I'll say to the kids, okay, as you can see on this top one, you can only win if you get the letter T. So I've got these printed now so that you can display that, because when I was playing this with some of the my lower ability kids, they were struggling with what shape they had to make. But it means that when they're playing them on their game, they need to only get the top row and the middle one, okay? Or, okay, as I said, different ones. So this one's like a letter I. I'll play that again so you can see there's 17 different ones I've given you, but you can obviously do all sorts of things. But the thing is, now that it's in the PDF, you can display that and say, this is the game we're going to play now. So everybody, the only way you can win is to get the letter T or the letter I. So it's capital I. So it means you have to have the top row, the bottom row, and the middle row. Okay. And so it makes the game more interesting. It makes the game a little bit longer too. And I tell you what, it's fun. Alrighty. So storage ideas. Now I store mine in a couple of different ways, and I've done it a few different ways over the time. What I've taken to recently, because these weren't around when I first started playing, were these things. Oh, again, sorry to see, but you can see it in there. Those on the picture is those hard plastic cases. Okay. I have also used in the past a binder folder. Okay. When I use it this way, I will actually put them each game card full size into a plastic sleeve, and then I'll put the actual because at that time, again, when I was doing casual teaching, I found it very easy to take to class, and then I just had cut a piece of paper as their little game tokens, because I didn't have tokens or whatever else. And you could see I've got some little bead things there, but that way, and I would say to them, please don't take out the game. Just turn upside down, shake out your game tokens, and you can put them over the top. And that way it actually kept them really nice. And it was easy to fold, like put them together. They said this is another easy way to do it as well. So in future, I'll be doing it this way, because I like these plastic bowlers, and they actually don't take up as much space when you're storing them. Counter ideas. Now, you can do a few different things. I said I use cut up piece of paper. In the beginning, it was easy. Okay, you can use obviously math counters if you want to go and get yourself some. Whereas the other day I was looking, I needed something for this, and I went to the cheap shop and I found buttons. Okay, you can see the buttons there. Oh, I can't put them any closer. Buttons, and then you can see what's in the picture there. They're actually little beads. Little beads. It's a bit hard to see them, but you can see that's what's actually in that picture. And these ones, like $2.50. And it says 60 grams. I don't know, there's a stack in there. These ones, the buttons, they actually only said there was only like 100 or something in there, 70 pieces. But in the past, I've gone to a place called Spotlight in Australia, and it's just a fabric store, and they would have novelty buttons. And I like the one sets I've got at school, I've got like teapots and flowers and bees and all sorts of little things as the buttons, and the kids loved actually getting those, and they're all colourful and they're fun. And again, it's interesting when you get them though, when you give them out, whatever it is, how often the kids will actually line up the colours and sort them into colours before they can use them. It happens every time. So you can obviously grab all of this over my my Teachers Pay Teacher store. So two ways that's a perfect way to buy this. One, you can obviously get this, you can buy it individually. There's individual games. I've got quite a few in my store. Or you can get it in this back to school bundle, which is fantastic value. Or again, there's a games bundle. So in the games bundle, there's 5. In this back to school bundle, there's those 5 games plus a whole stack of other things. It's actually the best way to buy it is to actually get it through this back to school bundle. So don't forget, I've got stacks of things over in my Teachers Pay Teacher store. You can obviously, just maybe put that down, go and have a look and maybe put some things in, wish list them, because there will be a sale coming up soon. This, as of recording, this is in July. Okay, so there's always a TPT sale in August, beginning of August. So maybe start wish listing those things so you can get yourself some bargains when it comes down to the sale, because there's always 20% off in my store. And then if you use whatever their code is, there's another 5%. So you get 25% off. So it's always a good thing. And it's even better to buy bundles that way, because you're already getting a discount from a bundle and you get even better value, that way. Don't forget, I love the elements of music and also the mind maps. You can obviously go and get a free copy over there at jooya.com/free mind maps. You get yourself a free copy. If you want to know any more about the elements of music, please go to my blog at jooya.com. And thank you so much for watching. So I'm going to stop share. And I'm going to stop recording.